Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Revolution Formula One. Back again with the European division back in Mexico for round number 2. I am joined once again by Bonge, and I think we're again in for another great one.
Yes, hello. I hope we are. Mexico is a lovely circuit for racing. Usually throw a lot of curveballs into the works. Going to be very interesting to see how the drivers approach this weekend. A bit more of a split, I'm predicting, compared to Portimao, where you could run either a high or low downforce setup around here, and would benefit you in either the first and third
We're
or
very,
just the middle sector.
very
But
prepared for this
definitely
track,
in
guys.
for an exciting
Very,
one
very
this
prepared.
week, with a bit of luck. I'll get a track map up as
Told
well.
him, told him about 30 seconds before I started it. You're on track guide, by the way.
Yes.
So yeah.
Considering you literally told me.
Yeah, you're right, Brando. He's
2 seconds
here.
ago
I
that
didn't
doing it.
accidentally check a box that I wasn't supposed to check, and we can all hear the lovely voice at Bonch
Always prepared.
properly. You haven't been silenced. Right, everyone's staying in the garage for qualifying. Q1. I believe, yeah, session doesn't matter as I say that. We have an Alpha Tauri coming
been
around.
silenced this time.
Is that Tazonic? It is Tazonic. So we have got the Alpha Tauri on the soft tyre. He will probably be the test subject of Bonge's first ever track guide this season. As he goes onto the grass for no reason. Love that. Bonge just grabs his phone.
Oh, hang on. Oh no.
Love that. Got both our towers out.
That's a great start.
The pits at the moment. Ruxian, Tazonic's teammate, has also come out of the pits. They're the only people,
my chair
apart
is
from
actually
Stuart,
deadly. Like,
who are out on track at the moment. Yeah, like I said, session doesn't matter. That's why Brando's retired. He will still go through to qualifying unless someone joins the session, which would be unfortunate for Brando. Yeah, so Brando, I've just realised, yeah, we have got one person joining, so if they join the session, unfortunately, mate, you are screwed. So have fun.
someone did.
Have fun with that. Let's just hope he doesn't join now for your sake. But riding aboard with Tazonic to begin the first lap of the qualifying. Take it away, Bonge. Oh!
Right, here we go.
He's going to get disqualified if not careful.
Right, yes indeed. Ooh, he's fun.
We'll take Ruxian then, shall we? We'll intercept
16.
Ruxian. Take it away.
I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't block the pit lane too much, Taz. There we go. Is he gonna carry on? Oh no. Okay, we'll take Ruxian. Okay then. So ball with the other Alpha Tauri.
No track guide. He's backed out.
16, 17 corners out this circuit.
Stuart.
Nice and early on the power out of 16, set yourself up to 17. Almost drives into the back of his teammate. Okay, right. So we won't be doing a track. Okay, what about the Alpine? Stuart, here we go. Rounding turn 17 now for the Alpine. DRS opening just after the line. Here we go, under the ball just back there. Going into turn 1, about 100 metres, looking for the braking point. You can use off this Astro here, which Stuart does. Nicely chuck the car into turn 1 now through 2 and 3. Really want to use the curves as Stuart does. Invalidates. And that's another track guy out of the out of the window. What about, here we go, Mr. Tado. Give Tado a moment in the sun. Now, coming through turn 16 again, third attempt, third time lucky, everyone usually says. Rounding 17 now, keeps the tight line on the pit line under the F1 2021 board, activating the DRS. Going over the line now into turn in turn 3, definitely the same. Tado does that nicely. Now through the second DRS zone, going into turn 4, 5, and will be 6 for the first kind of stadium section. A little bit fiddly this part of the track to get right. It's definitely good for your lap if you can. Now through that double apex of turn 6. Now the S section, you really want to commit to this. Talo tiny bit wide. But other than that, just taking it pretty nicely. A tiny little bit of a lift. I know what you have to do on this game, unfortunately. Can't take it fully. nice and flat. But going into turn number 12 now, the final sector into the actual stadium section. Baseball, I believe, is the stadium this is used for, but now the hairpin at 13, very hard to do. So pretty much nailed that. 15, then 16 and 17. Last couple of corners now. Stays to the left and then cuts to the right. A little bit of an interesting line from Tado, but currently P1 with a 118.3.
Yeah, decent lap there from Mr. Tado. Definitely, I don't believe that will be the fastest we're seeing today. Again, it is Q1, so probably not going flat out again either, as Rabid Mirror obliterates that with 116.4 on the Haas. That's a decent lap there from Rabid Mirror. I think there's a few other people pushing at the moment. My style is on the mediums in the middle sector. Couldn't quite catch his first sector split, so not sure on the progress of this lap, but we'll stick with him through the S section and see what he can do in this first session, used as practice. So I don't believe that my style is going to be trying to qualify on the mediums then, if he's using them now as he goes off track and invalidates. And as he did that, Stewart goes quickest by 1/10 of a 116.3. Look to see who else is on that. I've got Halo on the intermediates. Radioactive. So he's just started as that, going through turn 1. And see what his sector split is. This is one track where I'm a bit better with my sector times, so I know what's a good one and what's a not good one. But he does a 28.5 for the first sector, so not too bad as he goes deep. Unfortunately, I'll lose him a lot of time. But yeah, lap times racking up. I know it really doesn't matter, but I'm starting to see what kind of pecking order we're going to expect in when the qualifying starts to matter.
Active invalid. Rabid Mirror sets the new fastest time of the session, 116.1 from the Haas. Halo coming to finish lap on the intermediates. Platinum on another lap as well. Just trying to see if anyone is kind of close to the last sector. Tazonic around the last corner. He's back 2/10 up. 16.4 from the Alpha Tauri. Stays P3, just sitting behind Stewart's Alpine. But Radioactive is invalidated. My style, I think, about to. Well, I think my style might invalidate it again. Platinum, here we go. Coming around into the S section now is the Aston Martin. Absolutely nails the first part of it. Just tiny little throttle corrections. Throws the car in. Car almost gets away from him. But keeps it well and truly tamed. 56.1 first 2 sectors combined. It's a bit of a shame we don't get individual sector times. Hopefully we'll be able to see that maybe next game if that's a feature that gets added. But into the last couple of corners, 16 and 17. Did he take the inside? Yes, he does. Keeping the inside for 17. Straightens it out. 15.7. New fastest time in qualifying 1. About 10 minutes left to go.
Yeah, unless you're a brilliant mathematician, there's no way you're going to figure out the sector times in enough time before it disappears. So yeah, nothing we can do about that. So only sector 1 is what we can base our knowledge off. But quickest overall for Platinum as we see Stewart go through Neon Shockers in the Haas. He's crashed out and retired, so that's the end of qualifying for him, and he leaves the session to go with it. But we won't let that distract us from Stewart's lap as he clobbers the curb at the hairpins in the stadium section, so that will mess up his time, but he has invalidated anyway, so he will come into the pits and probably come out again on the same set of tyres. But Tarzonic is going again. I think he's fueled for quite a few as the Alpha Tauri in the S section. Sorry. And he takes not as much curb as you normally can. It's a bit of a tricky one, those left and rights. You want to be taking as much curb as possible, but you can take too little curb, which is actually screws you over. Those orange, I don't even know what you're going to call them. What do you call that kind of curb? The little orange bits.
I wouldn't necessarily call them sausage because they're not really sausage shaped.
They're not long enough.
They're... No. I'll have to get back to you on that one. I'll try and think of the name and I'll try and get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know off the top of my head what they're called.
Yeah, I have actually no clue, but Tazonic has a pretty good couple of corners there. Gained time on his previous lap for sure, but he's got no ERS, so I wonder if that will hurt him a little bit as he's going to come across the line. Takes the shortest route, and it is just under 3 improvement, a 16.1 from Taz. That puts him P4 at the moment. currently sitting in P2 of Radioactive. He was on a lap, but he's 9 seconds down and he's coming to the pits, so no improvement from him at the moment. Ronin is someone who hasn't set a lap yet, as he goes through the S section and goes wide, as most people do, and invalidates. Such a tricky bit to get right, as you can overcook it and just go wide, and it's a bit punishing really. A bit mean, the track limits, as just straight away invalidates you. But you do gain time doing it, so all it is fair. Wonder if Ronin is going to go again. Yes, he is. He's got the ERS to do so. So he will begin another flying lap to try and do a little bit better. Keep it on track this time. We'll ride on board with him. Follow him around for his first flying lap of the session.
Yes, indeed. Running into turn 1 now. Hoping not to cross those white lines, but makes use of the big curves. We'll call them that for now. Still haven't come up with a name. But now coming into the end of the first sector, 28.3 I think that was. It didn't actually show up, but
He's backed off.
28.3 I think. He hasn't
He's in AI mode. Yeah, he's just disconnected.
Oh.
I saw he went in AI mode and disconnected, so you could drop him a quick invite. That'd be much appreciated.
Yeah,
So Radioactive. The Williams are Radioactive. Retires. He's set in P2, but again, it doesn't really matter in this session. Same for Platinum. Retiring as well. MyStar come through the STEM section, but his lights are flashing. He's not currently pushing. He's just about to begin the flying lap on half a battery, so he'll lose a little bit of time on the straights, but he's on the mediums, and I think it's just a bit more practice. Definitely not going to be trying to start on those tyres in Q2. Mexico, a track that does eat up tyres, especially the softs. It is really harsh. It's hard to get them past, well, on lap 6 really. They do drop off quite a lot. But if everyone does it, there's no reason why you shouldn't. Alternate strategy can be better, but if everyone else is doing something different, it can be a little bit more tricky for you. So my style was betting on that. So you get a nice overhead view through the double right-hander. That's a good camera angle. You know, that rivals, I think, the Portugal over the hill, this drone camera shot at the moment, all through sector 2 in the S section. Yeah, this rivals it. I think this might be taking over top spot of best camera angle of the game, as he keeps it nice and tidy in the track limits this time, but his lights are flashing. He's running out of ERS, so not sure what kind of lap time he will produce. But yeah, I don't know if you saw that, Bonch, while you were inviting running, but that is probably up there with the best camera angle in the game. I think it demotes the Portugal one.
I'll have to take your word for it at the moment. I'll wait and see if I can run on board with someone else, and I'll try and get a whiff of this camera angle. But it will definitely take a lot to roll those other cameras. The Portugal one was very, very nice at the last corner last week. And there's a lot of other ones I can definitely think of that are really, really nice. Singapore, a lot of the ones are really good.
So if we go back to my style, because if you need to activate it now, because I think it follows it all the way through. So make sure you're already sitting on the cinematic camera angle. We'll look at this again, because I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty nice. I wonder if is it actually going to be nice? Is it going to do it? I don't think it is, for me anyway.
It's kind of showing the middle of the two apexes at the moment.
Unfortunately, we're not going to get that overhead cam for my style once more, so we'll switch over to anyone else who is pushing. Lucas Fenn, 16 in the Williams. He is currently P8 or 118.2, looking to improve on that as he clobbers. It doesn't even hit that orange little curb. He goes completely past it and invalidates his lap time. So non-right Loki, he's only just down by under half a tenth on his previous lap time, which is currently a 17.2. So we'll hop on board with the McLaren as he looks to improve. But he is invalidated, I've just noticed. But he's still pushing, so we'll stick with him as he's just almost 2 tenths improving. Yeah, taking a lot of curb, but probably would have been another invalidation for him. As he completely misses the apex. Bit of a scruffy last sector for him, so even if it wasn't invalid, I don't think this would be an improvement as he comes into the pits. Who else have we got? One of that. My style is still on those medium tyres. I believe Stewart, he's coming into the pits. Is that everyone? Oh, we got TLC Ronin. Yeah, Ronin's just starting a lap time, so right on board with him in the Red Bull.
Yeah, hopefully, I'll keep this on the cinematic. Hopefully we'll be able to see I'll be able to see this camera you're on about a minute ago, but through the first couple of corners now, makes full use of those curbs pretty nicely. Coming into the second DRS zone, probably going to be one of the hottest actions, as I'd say, is the Sector 1 split. Around about now, going to see a lot of inside or outside moves. Outside would probably be preferable for here, because then it sets you up nicely for the inside. The next two corner, but now the double apex of 6. Keeping pretty neat and tidy so far as Ronan. It's into the S section now. Let's see if it's this one.
It's not this one, I'm afraid.
No, it's not this one, but he's invalidated. So it was pretty low down.
Ronan, he's struggling at the moment. I mean, I know it's Q1, it doesn't matter, but he's done a solid 3 attempts at a lap time, and every single time he's invalidated in or around the S section, so I wonder if that will come back to bite him in the sessions where it actually matters. Currently sitting P13 without a lap time, same with 4 other people. But yeah, I wonder if that's going to come back to bite him. It's interesting to see how much he is struggling.
Yeah, Ronan, definitely one of those drivers. It is a bit of a mystery to see when he's struggling, especially in qualifying. From memory, Ronan is a very, very good one-lap pace driver. Maybe not at the moment, being caught out by the Mexico circuit at the moment, but attempting another lap at the moment. We've got another joiner. We have Uncleaner Cross, the other Red Bull in the lobby now. I think getting in just in the nick of time. Might not be able to set a lap, but is definitely in qualifying at least here for the race. But well, this camera looks a little bit more promising. Through turn 6 now, keeping it within track limits so far. Now the part that's caught him out the last few times. Yes, here we go. Going through this section now, keeps it within track limits. I don't think it's this camera either.
No.
No,
Bad, man.
Don't like it. it will crop up eventually, it's fine. But into the last sector now comes the ball of Ronan. Definitely got it within track limits now. That's quite a nice overhead of the stadium section. So now through 16 and 17, rounding off the lap. Ronan, waiting for the Red Bull to appear. There he is. Shortest line, 16.4, puts him up into P6. So now finally has a time on the board. Mr. Tado just goes P9 as well in the Mercedes. Just improving to be ahead of Lucas Fenn. I think we've had a couple of retirements. Ruxian, I think, is actually out of the session. Neon as well.
Halo.
It's Halo. I don't know, I think he might have just retired after setting the lap. I don't think he's actually...
Yeah. I know Neon Shockers crashed in the house at the S section. Ruxian, he did crash early at S section, lost his whole front wing, but got away with it. Yeah, but I know there's at least one death, if you will, from Neon Shockers.
That's one way of betting it, I suppose. It's there we go then. That's qualifying 1 over. It was a bit more of a practice session for these drivers. We were having a couple join. I know Uncleaner was joining, but he's having issues picking his car at this current moment in time. But now we're just waiting for Ronan and Tado just to come back to the pits, and then we'll be able to start Q2. The first session that actually matters, we'll be losing... I think we'll be losing 3, because I think Brando is still safe, even though he just retired without a lap. I think he's still able to, or eligible to qualify, at least. But Ruxian and Neon definitely out of this qualifying session, and then if Uncleaner can pick his car, he will be starting P16. But other than that, pretty decent spread, I would say. Platinum 15.7, Radioactive 15.7. A little bit of a gap, and it's 16.1s from Rabid and Tad, 16.3 from Stewart, 4 from Len and MyStyle. MyStyle interesting on the mediums, though, setting the 16.4. Loki with the 17.2, so fair gap, but maybe not fully utilising pace. Is anyone below Loki, I'd say, but definitely remains to be seen, and I guess we are about to find out.
Yeah, so we do lose Ruxian and Neon Shockers to crashes, completely unnecessary crashes, mind you, so bit weird that they've pushed so hard to the point where they spin and crash in a session. It doesn't matter. Whether they realise it doesn't matter or not, I don't know. But yeah, lost 2 people, so we'll lose a further 3 in the next session, unless we've got one more joinee, haven't we, of the Red Bull uncleaner, so losing 4 in the next one. But yeah, like you said, with my style on the mediums, I don't actually know what the delta is between the two soft and medium tires. I know it is going to be quite a lot, considering the middle sector of Mexico is grip dependent, and you have obviously the disadvantage on those yellow tires. So I know it'll be quite big. Whether it's 7 tenths or not, I don't know. Maybe, but yeah, well, we wait to see what MyStar's race pace is like. Because I mean, even if you are 7 tenths off, we know MyStar was one of the front runners. He dominated Portugal until got a bit unlucky with the drive-through penalty. Safety car wasn't ideal for him either, but we know he's definitely going to be a front runner. So I would assume that the medium tyre has a bigger delta than 7 tenths.
Yeah, definitely. I think will definitely remain to be seen. Now is definitely, as you say, the time is to start pushing. Real point in, literally as you've said, pushing in Q1. But I think Ruxian, from what I remember, he was on inters when he spun and hit the wall. I think it was at turn 3. I think he was just playing around with intermediates and might come back to bite him a little bit. But I see what he can definitely do from P14 on the grid. But definitely going to be an interesting one to see if these pace gaps start to close a little bit, or maybe even get further out when everyone starts properly going for it. But definitely think we're in for a very thrilling qualifying session at least. But I think I'll make a prediction here. I think pole is either going to be a low 15 or a high 14. I'm going to split the difference. That's 15-0.
Yeah, I mean when the track is ramped up, you don't really know. Yeah, I don't even know. Maybe yeah, high 14, 7 tenth improvement. I know even a track will be a lot quicker. Will be quite a lot, but it also depends how much these guys are pushing in this session. Probably not a lot. So yeah, I reckon maybe you're right. High 14, low 15, something like that. Will be pole position. Got a bit of delay. Starting Q2. Is that just me, or are you still on the screen?
Still on the screen as well. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the Discord as well, and there's a lot of people saying the same.
Brilliant.
So
Love that. Are we
this is a
gonna?
bit fun.
Are we gonna have an issue?
Don't think.
Oh, it's unclean across. It's him. But there you go. He's left the session,
We're
so he
gonna have
should. He's starting now. He's just been told to. So, um, so hopefully we'll get a countdown any second now. Still not working. Yeah, it was unclean across. Obviously, lobby glitch. Not really his fault. It's the game's fault, isn't it? But yeah, we're gonna get a lobby restart. I think. So everyone's leaving the session.
Yeah, I think that's definitely. Yeah, there we go. Just got confirmation in the commentators chat as well that we are restarting.
So, Bonj, if you wanna get on lobby creation, I'll stick on this
Yep,
screen
I'll
for
do
as
that
long as
now.
possible.
Well,
They're
I'll
doing
have
a
to-
short with a short quali.
Yeah, right. I'll have to restart my game because I can't close it. One
Yeah.
second.
No worries. Game lets us down. Not the first time, but you know, we move. Oh, and now we get going again, but obviously it doesn't actually matter. So whoever left, someone left, and it fixed it. Don't know who, but it was someone.
As long as we're fixing it, I guess that's the main thing. But, yeah, wait until this game boots back up again.
So I would now leave the session. I'm not gonna watch a quality session that doesn't matter and mislead people. I really should make a note to self for next week. I'll make a screen for a situation like this, so we don't have to stare at the menu.
A technical issue, like technical difficulties or something.
Something like that. But I'll just
We need like a red flag or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good. Like a red flag.
We'll just go to the showroom for now, I guess. And watch the showroom. The Ferrari, beautiful Ferrari.
I think that's what I did when we last had a lobby restart. I just put it on my my multiplayer car. I just kind of left it there. Right.
Damn, look at that Alpha Tauri, man. So cool. Alpha Romeo there. Beautiful stuff. That Haas just looks good. Same for the Williams. Now we'll go back again and go back to the beginning. These cars completely outdated now. Completely irrelevant.
So they don't mean anything anymore,
Yeah,
which is kind of sad.
These don't mean anything anymore. No team
What
changes
needs
though,
to
at
be-
least.
I'll do it this way quickly.
Red Bull's
That'd
best looking car in the
be-
showroom, but apart from it, it just looks terrible everywhere else.
Right. I know qualifying was clear. So I have to probably put the weather to the same.
You could just stick it on dynamic again, I guess, but I think people would get angry if the weather conditions change, so probably not actually that great of an idea.
I'll just make sure it's the same, just for the sake of transparency.
Yeah. But a short qualifying, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've got that sorted already.
So Apollo makes the same joke 3 times in a row. Wasn't funny the first time, or the second time, or the third time, so...
What joke has he made?
It's just about VAR checking, but they don't really make sense.
Oh, he was talking to me about that before I joined you, because I was in a party with him, and we were just talking about VAR. So he said he would just put it in chat. I was like, please don't.
We don't even have a bot in this channel. I can't even do a word ban. I can do a phrase ban. Let's have a look. Can I do a phrase ban? Could just fit in email only.
There we go. Just asked in the commentators chat what was the it was like dry quali what race, and then Rux replies with with Mexico. I was like, yeah, I was just watching Q1. I think I know it's Mexico. I mean, I wouldn't mind a track change, but I don't think the drivers who have spent all practicing Mexico would want the same. Right, I think everything's the right setting.
So if we head back to the chat now, should have just banned the VAR check, the phrase. So, well, the phrase VAR is now banned, so good luck with that. Yeah, so...
Knowing Apollo, he'll find some other way of making it work, and it'll just.
Well, I know exactly how he can make it work, but I'm not going to tell him.
Yeah, I know as well. I was like, there's plenty of other ways of making it work.
Yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear. Right, I think everything should be set up nicely.
Send me an invite my way.
Yep.
There you go. He's just put virtual assistance referee check on that.
There you go. There's one.
Yeah, you know what? I don't care enough to ban all the phrases they're putting in. Oh wait. Hang on.
Other languages.
Oh, what's that? Oh, ban Apollo F1 UK. Oh, that would be a shame.
Oh yes. Just hit him with a mute. Hit him with a timeout.
Cheeky timeout.
Just cheeky like.
No, he said do it, and I'm not going to do it because he wants it. I'm not doing what he says.
You got to have the rebellious streak going.
I think Brando deserves mod. He's done a lot. I might give Brando a mod. Brando, do you want to be a moderator for the channel, you know?
Oh yeah, give Brando mod. That's actually beautiful.
I don't know how to... Oh yeah, you do /mod, don't you?
/mod and then at his name. Oh, I need to put my phones on charge actually. I'll do that in a minute.
Considering that I haven't seen a mod in the chat for a very long time. I feel like we should have one that's active, and Brando is one that is. Unless it's during the race.
I know Taz FW's a mod. It's funny that 5 isn't.
Why is 5 not a mod?
Five's not a mod.
Brando, you should be mod. No. So
Yes,
congratulations.
Brando.
Oh, Apollo's just said, I can't repeat that word on live. You know, we represent a
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
yeah,
we can't do that.
yeah. So
We don't do that here.
we're
Sorry,
with
banned.
no. You can say the word. You just can't slander five. I'm afraid that is against the rules. Five slanders. So that's strike one on slandering five. Yeah, two more strikes, and unfortunately, you'll be permanently
I
banned
think you've
from the
already got a
channel.
strike too. Literally looking at this. I would. To be
No,
fair,
that counts
to be,
as one. That
I'll
counts
say
as
this
one.
as well. Like, just the second part of that. But like,
Cheat to get.
to the
I mean,
person that actually, to the person that actually lost to him, no, he didn't. Like, he literally didn't cheat. Like,
he didn't spin at the chicane, so you know. But
exactly, he didn't spin chicane or get dicked over by two safety cars.
or lead by 5 seconds in about 2 laps.
Exactly. It's absolutely biblical scenes.
Also
They're
didn't he
still all
also
going to
didn't
look like
dominate
it too.
Japan.
No, he didn't. I mean, Japan was when it literally didn't matter, so I just pushed as if I was going to crash like all the time. So it's like, yeah,
Rigged
cool.
champion. Yeah, I can confirm it is rigged. As someone who gets access to the commentators channel on the Discord, I can confirm. So it's a
Can
rigged.
confirm.
Yeah, it's rigged.
See, that's why we haven't had Monaco last season. We wouldn't have had it this season, even if I was racing, because I'm just too OP.
Cristiano Ronaldo, Sui.
Don't just get him started on that. He's literally been saying that all day.
Except
Whenever I've been in parties with him, that's all he's been saying. Is like, stop, I want a break.
Oh, I'm Brando, timed out Apollo F1 UK for 120 seconds.
Yeah.
Love that. Alright, just about
It's just a
ready.
load of message deletes. Yes, Brando.
Just about ready to get going again. In that time, I probably could have just made a be right back screen. But no, it's fine.
That's all right. We'll get one for next week. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. He now has the power because he has the green sword.
The green sword. I have the red camera. I've got more power.
I've got nothing.
You don't deserve it. I can still time
Wow.
can still time you out, Brando. So watch it.
I'm gonna time out the mods. I wish we could do that in the Discord as well because we just keep doing that to 5.
Facts.
What were? Oh, he does. 5 does like a Forza League now at the moment, doesn't he? That's why he's not. Yeah, Forza Motorsport 7 in race. So he does Forza over trying to retain his title.
What was that?
Forza. I don't see the point. I mean, to be fair, I kind of want to re-download Forza if I can find it. Forza Motorsport 7. I'll re-download it because I want to just make liveries because it's actually like really fun.
Forza.
Yeah, he's literally on Forza Motorsport 7 right now in race.
Mad.
That's why he doesn't. That's why he doesn't race here anymore. Because he
Yeah,
uses Sundays to.
the only livery design I do is proper Photoshop Blender. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we do have a bot. We have Nightbot. Ah, I could have came in
Yes,
handy.
Nightbot.
Didn't even know that. Nah, Cristiano Ronaldo, Sui.
Oh, God. Oh no. I suppose while we wait, I'm gonna have a quick look at the rest of the calendar. I know next week is the Netherlands, which will be an interesting race. Then we got Belgium,
Bon, just
Baku,
a quick question.
Austria.
Just a quick question.
Yes, mate.
What's Ben Yedder?
What was Ben Yedder?
Yeah.
A rat.
I've just been told to ask you. Alright. Who are we missing? I swear this is everyone.
I think this is everyone. 16, yeah, it should be everyone.
Yeah. In that time I should have just like hopped on Halo, give everyone some entertainment real quick. While I, yeah,
You
probably
should have,
wouldn't.
because you're on your PC, aren't you? You could have just gone and designed like an RF1 livery in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I probably could have done, because it's such a simple, yeah, it'd be really simple. So yeah, probably could have done that actually.
You just got to make it like what you need to do. You just need to get the Peugeot 9x8 livery, or a 9x8 livery, and just make any yellow blue, and it's literally RF1. That's what we need to do.
Or I could have not been boring and made it myself.
Exactly. Livery design is actually a lot of fun. When I get a PC, that's something I want to do. I want to make loads of liveries.
I'll teach you how to do it properly.
Oh, thank you.
Right, so what you want to do is you want to spend 30 quid on a Bellender model, and then uh, you want to, it comes with the Photoshop thing, and then you want to spend ages figuring out which part on the Photoshop template actually assigns to which car, or which part in the car, because it doesn't tell you, and you spend about 3 hours doing that. And then once you figured it out, you realize you're actually not that good at livery designing as you think you are. You figure out that Blender is not actually that easy to use, and give up.
All right, brilliant. Thank you.
No worries.
I'll make sure I write all that down so that I remember for next time, I suppose.
Yeah, but if you, I'll let you know again anytime. So just ever wondering,
Thank you.
no worries. All right, so we've got 17 drivers now. This is
Yeah. We didn't have Yak last time. Yaku.
Yaku 8.
So I think hopefully that'll be everyone.
Maybe play some sweet, sweet music while we wait.
Play some jazz.
Yeah. I just
I
hope
like
it's not.
jazz.
I hope it's not. I hope it's not copyrighted. Am I right?
Hopefully. Well, hopefully not, should I say. Hmm.
I'll just stick WR on in the background. Someone else's league. Or shall I put testing highlights on and get the whole VOD removed?
Yeah, just start putting FOM content on it. All you need is 20 seconds of a real F1 clip, and you just get banned.
Mate,
Not
people's
banned, you
league
get
races are
copyright.
getting, like, PSGL got striked for using one of their own league races, and because FOM claimed it as their own, even though it was within the F1 game.
That's what I was saying. We've had a couple of those in
Oh
other
yeah.
leagues. SRL, we've had a few of those.
RF1 have had videos taken down on YouTube for FOM copyright strikes, even though it is the F1 game, so it...
Yeah, it's a bit stupid. I suppose while we got a couple of minutes, let's play a little, I say play a little game. Let's get a couple of opinions going in chat. It's probably going to end horrendously. But what's everyone's favourite 2022 car / livery? I think that'd be something quite fun
Mine
to do.
We'll start off with ours. So
Yeah, we'll start with you. You go
mine
first.
number one has to be the. I actually don't know. I would say Ferrari, but the red is too dull, so I can't choose Ferrari. Um, Maybe, I mean, I like the Alfa Romeo. It's got the cool like text on the side of it, hasn't it? With the cool new font. That's pretty cool.
Mm.
But I mean, we saw the Alpine under the lights. But I'm not gonna lie, they're all pretty mid. Mercedes looks quite nice, I would say. But so out of all of them, the Mercedes is the least bad.
Yeah.
Second place has to be Red Bull. It's simple, but it's nice. And in third place, I would say is, how about this? The Alpine before they changed it, because they've made some subtle changes between the release and now, and they've added more black to it, and it looks terrible. So I would say the third best looking car on the grid is the Alpine before they changed it. What about you?
Right. I'll always say number one, I'm gonna say is the Mercedes. I do really like the Mercedes livery. I'm really happy they've gone back to silver. But yeah, it does look really cool. I don't think it matches to, I guess, my all-time favorite, which is 2019, but it's still Mercedes. So it's kind of best of the bad. I mean, they're all okay, but I haven't really seen a standout livery. My number 2 is actually the Williams. I do really like the Williams. And then my number 3. Ooh, my number 3, I'd probably have to say a bit of a tie between McLaren and Alfa Romeo. Because the McLaren does look pretty nice, and so does the Alfa Romeo. But my definite, I guess, standout too is the Mercedes and the Williams.
Yeah. I mean, the Mercedes Williams, sorry, is. I mean, the renders look nice, but doesn't look nice on track. I like their incorporation of the red, but they haven't done it enough to make it even look to make it not look weird. In my opinion.
Yeah, that's understandable. To be fair, I'm probably the other way around. I didn't overly like the renders, but once I saw it out on track, I was like, it's pretty good. I kind of like that. Haas's new livery as well, I have to say. It's pretty good. The one with just the big red stripe rather than the thingy. Like, it's very basic.
It looks better with the number 20 on the front compared to the number 9, I would say.
Oh yeah, definitely. That number 20, that came out. Brando's retired again.
Brando, it's short quali. It's short quali, Brando. It wasn't Q1. It's short quali. Brando.
Oh.
Brando, it was this is the grid, Brando. It's short quali. If you read the Discord, it was announced. I hope you realise that, and that was on purpose. He's aware. Okay, perfect.
Good.
He's aware. Right. He's busy.
He's aware of the predicament.
Who's on track? Who's on track first? Well, my star. Activating the DRS on his out lap. Absolute madman. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it counts. This is short qualifying. Pole position, or P1 here is pole position. And it sets the grid. So, Brando is busy, but not too busy enough to the point where he can message in chat and not race. So, not sure how that one works. But anyway, Brando too busy to qualify. We'll stick with my style for the first line lap. One of the first of the big guns, if you like, on this grid at least. To set a lap. What do you reckon? Track's not ramped up? Mid-15s?
Well, yeah, now that it's short quality, it's probably... I'm still going to say low 15s, like 15.2 or 15.3.
Yeah.
Pole. I'll say 15.2. So my initial guess was a 15.0. I'm still going to keep that in my back pocket. But my new guess is 15.2.
I think for this first set, this my style. I thought he was going to validate straight away on the exit, but we'll ride on board with him. In fact, we'll ride on the trackside cameras and watch him on his first flying lap of the session, of course, as well. The approaches turn 1, hard braking zone. Obviously, after that long straight, he destroys the curb 1 and destroys curb 2, but curb number 3 he does miss. I'll lose him a bit of time, but still not too bad from him. See what the sector split is like. 28.2 is pretty competitive first sector time, so I reckon if he keeps this pace up, we are actually approaching almost the 14s, but it depends what is next. A couple of sectors are like as we come into the S section. Got to be nice and committed through there, which he is to a decent amount, but you can cut it a lot more through the X section. I really should turn on telemetry to be honest with this. I'm not gonna because it gets in the way of everything else, but yeah, it's nice to see what kind of throttle inputs people are doing through there, as you are pretty much pinned apart from the first part. But apart from that, nice and tidy lap. Is a little bit deep into the stadium section hairpin, but that is a tricky corner to get right. I think the last corner you want to stay all the way to the right hand side of the shortest run to the line, and it will be a 14.8. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a good one, and it was 14.8 as the first lap time of this session. So that is the benchmark for everyone else to beat. So I reckon swift my prediction now to a 14.5 as pole position. But Halo riding aboard with him is going through the middle sector as he loses the rear a little bit, but Halo is on for a decent one.
Hang on, let's find Halo. Here he is, the Alpine coming into the stadium section now. Clips the curbs very nicely through 14 and 15. Now through 16. Very neat and tidy from the Alpine. 17, going to hold the line. He does hold the line to the left. 16.1, so it's in P3, just behind his teammate. So the Alpines pretty much line astern there. And I don't know if there's anyone. Loki coming to complete a lap now. The McLaren on the medium, 17.6. for the McLaren driver. Platinum's gearing up for a lap. I believe Radioactive will be next to cross the line in the other Williams. He's on medium tyres as well. Going into the stadium section now, braking nice and hard for the hairpin of 14, sorry, and through 15, and now 16. Round to 17, is he going to keep the tight line? Yeah, a little bit more shallow, but 17.2, just ahead of, well, 4 tenths clear of Loki, but Tazonic at the moment, second place on the medium tyres in the AlphaTauri, as Neon in the Haas goes P2, 59, but 1.1 seconds is the gap at the moment to pole position, being my style in the Mercedes. Tony Ruxpin will be next to cross the line. No, he'll peel off into the pit, so it'll be Rabid Mirror, the next driver to come across the line. The Haas 16.8, unclear across as well with another 16.8 just a moment ago. I believe that's pretty much everyone now. Oh no, Platinum is on a lap. 28 seconds up on his time, so pretty pace so far from the Aston Martin. Found a little bit of time in the middle sector. Now into last, can we find any more? Clobbers the curb, gets a little bit sideways. I don't know if it's going to completely back out of the lap or he's going to carry on. Carries on. Enough sees the lap through to the end. And 34.7 second improvement, 17.1. Only a little bit of time found for the Aston. But still pretty good.
We've got a crash.
We have a crash. Oh, we do. That's unclean across.
Oh no, he's moving. It's on retire on track. No, can't find anyone approaching him. Oh, we do have an actual crash of a Red Bull at the moment. That would be... Oh, that is unclean across.
So that's who I saw.
Oh, okay. So I got confused. So I saw someone retire from the session. It was, in fact, unclean across. But then the first thing I saw was a yellow flag in the S section. So I thought that was what it was. But I thought he'd just retired on track. But no, it was just him getting out of the way. So it is unclean across. He's crashed. And he is the one who is first to bite the bullet, if you like, in this session. He's crashed out. I believe it was just before the S section for the Red Bull. He will take no further part in qualifying. 7th at the very most for him. But there's plenty of people who haven't done a lap time yet, so I'm sure he will be starting a lot further down than that. But Tazonic in the AlphaTauri, he's currently the one setting the pace on the mediums. We had Platinum on a lap. He was currently 5 tenths off. I guarantee you he lost a good chunk of 5 tenths in that stadium section with that mistake. So if Platinum does choose to go again on those mediums, which he did, but he's now backed off in the stadium section, he would have gone fastest of all of the people on the yellow tyre, but not to be for him. He backs off. Don't really think he wants to be doing another lap, considering tyre wear and how demanding this track is on the tyres. So I believe Platinum will either A, stick with that, or B, switch over to the softs. So we're riding aboard now Mr. Tallow coming through the S section. He is 2 tenths up on his personal best as he approaches the last sector. He's now 4.5 tenths up on his personal best. Looked to be a good one from Tallow.
Yeah, definitely nice and neat and tidy up until the hairpin, a little bit wide into turn 14 for Tallow, but didn't lost him too much time. On the power, nice and early as the Mercedes up to the line. It's going to be a decent improvement, 17.4. Just inside the top 10, pushes Loki down to P11. Loki on the medium tyres. We have Yak completing a lap. I think so, that's his name. In the Ferrari. The last sector now goes to the hairpin of 14. Clips the apex very nicely, now 15. Uses the right amount of curb. Lovely, neat and tidy. From the Ferrari up to the line now, it's a 15.8 P2. Still just under a second off now, so about 9. Well, it's under that, literally just under a second, about half a tenth under. Once looking at my stars at the moment, it's definitely my stars qualifying to lose right now. No one really being able to match him as of right now, but still half of the qualifying session left to go. I believe we have Teddy Ruxpin on the lap. And McLaren goes a little bit wide through the S section. Keeps it valid. Fair enough. But now into the last sector now for the McLaren. He's got enough in pocket to make this a good lap through the last little sequence of corners here into turn 16. And now powering out through 17, keeps it to the right. To 16.2, goes P6 for the McLaren driver. Very good lap indeed.
Yeah, good lap from the young driver in a McLaren. So yeah, P6 for him. He's what's that? 5 tenths off Tazonic, 5 tenths quicker than Tazonic, who's on the medium. So seeing quite a big gap for the medium runners compared to the softs, but it's still my style up in that first place position, second clear of everyone else. So good banker for my style. Don't entirely doubt anyone will be able to make some sort of amazing 1 second improvement. Apart from Ronin, I reckon Ronin could be up there if he managed to hook up a lap. He's currently on a lap. I believe he did a low 28 in that first sector. If I saw it correctly, I only saw it for like half a second. Could have been a 28.2, which is exactly what my style did.
Yeah, Red Bull so far. A very neat and tidy lap from Ronin. Through the S section is going to be where it really matters for him. Keeps it well within track limits, nice and neat.
Bit off the limit though.
Yeah, definitely is playing it safe at the moment, I suppose. Getting a lap time on the board, but still looking like a very solid lap. Tiny bit wide. And that's going to definitely affect the rhythm for turn 15. But hopefully recover a little more on the power through 16 and 17 up to the line for the Red Bull. It's a 15.4. A little bit more time in that lap, but Ronin definitely up there at the moment, as you said. Could be a threat to my style if he hooks up a really good lap. Ruxian through the S section, getting a little bit wayward in the sister car, the AlphaTauri, a little bit deep into the before the stadium section, then into the hairpin, even deeper. Keeps it just about within track limits. Now through the last couple of corners for the AlphaTauri to the line now. It's a 16.6, just ahead of his teammate. Basically a 10th in it between the two, but Ruxian now the fastest on the mediums. Opting at the moment for the alternate strategy choice.
Platinum goes P8 on the mediums.
Platinum now the fastest of the mediums.
Right.
Yeah, that's 3 at the moment.
More worn mediums
for, yeah, 40 laps. Ruxian on fresh, 1 lap, and Taz on 2. But it's going to be very interesting to see how that's going to play out during the race.
I think Platinum was he's definitely adamant on starting on mediums after the 2 what should I say, 2 less than ideal laps, not up to his standards. He goes again for the 3rd time and finally does a decent one. But yeah, 3 laps on the mediums around Mexico, it's a decent amount of tyre wear to start the race on, so you have the track position, but you have a bit of a disadvantage. Who else is currently on a lap time? We've got Rabid Mirror, who was on a lap. He's invalid now, and he probably just got this and next as he piles into the pits. But yeah, he's switched actually, so he's choosing now to go on the softs. Quite a few of the soft runners are deciding to go on the softs, but we got Radioactive on a lap, and the Williams, he's approaching
1 seconds up.
Yeah, 1.1, sorry, not 1.5. 1.1 seconds up on his previous best. Now on the soft tyre, fresh softs. They are approaching the last corner. Gets a good drive out of there, a bit wide on exit, but shouldn't matter too much as he goes P4. 15.8. Just what's that? Not far off, just less than half a tenth compared to the Ferrari ahead of him. So very close actually at the top if you look at them. We've got 3 people on a 15.8 and 1 person on a 15.9, stretching from P3 to P6. So very close if you do eliminate my style from the equation.
Yeah, definitely a lovely little midfield bundle. So definitely what we like to see, especially in times like this, to be fair. Lovely scrap for best of the rest, I suppose. We have my style completely, well, not overly out in front by a massive margin anymore, with Ronin only 6 tenths behind, but still half a second. That is definitely a big margin at a track like this, but a bit of a far cry from the 1 and a bit seconds it was at the beginning, now that everyone started setting their laps.
He's on another one, my style.
He's going to go even faster. 1 tenth down in the first sector.
I saw him not have a very good first sector, like clobbering the curbs that you're not really supposed to hit. That would definitely lose him a lot of time, but he'll look to recover it as he's all over the place, losing the rear. Approaching the S section, but nice victory there. Nothing to lose really on this lap for him.
Definitely just seeing if he can find any more time out of that Mercedes. Really trying to wring the neck out of it at the moment. 2/10. He's found 2/10.
Yeah.
He found more time, so on course at the moment for a 14.6, unless he can find any more in this last sector. A little bit, only the tiniest wide out of the hairpin, but he's kept it nice and for the rest of the lap. Up to the line goes the Mercedes. Is it going to be faster? Yes, 14.5 is the new fastest time in this qualifying session. Almost again a second gap to the next car, about 9/10 at this current moment in time.
Matches my prediction then, 14.5 from my style.
Yeah, I was definitely way off. I was at 15.0 and then 15.2. But
I'm on right low-key. He is technically on a lap. Not invalid, but he's got neon chokers right ahead of him. So I wonder if he got blocked. Non right low-key, as he is. According to the game, he's on a lap, so he's done his out lap, and this is a lap, and he's not invalid. So I don't know if he got blocked or something, but he is definitely not flying at the moment. Who else? Stewart. You know, Stewart. He's just beginning a lap, maybe. Yeah, Stewart just beginning a lap. If you want to take us through him.
Yeah, rolling on board then with the Alpine down this very, very long straight. It's going to be a really big run into turn 1. It's braking around about 100 metres. Turn the car into turn 1, use a bit of the curb. Now you really use the curbs through 2 and 3. Does that pretty nicely. Doesn't fully go all wheels over them, but definitely a good nonetheless through the first couple of corners. 28.4 is fun. It's a little smidge of time in this first sector, but there's definitely a lot more on the table in this middle. Now if you turn 6, the double apex right-hander, got that pretty nice. Now to the S section, commitment here is what's needed to find lap time. Foot flat to the floor, tiny bit of a lift now, but let's just keep the car well within the rotational limits. But 3/10 up so far is Stewart. That's going to be enough to get him definitely near Ronan at this current moment in time. Just the last sector to go for the Alpine. Turn 15, now chuck it into 16, second gear. Short shift at the third, no, he holds it in second. Up to the lines, definitely going to be an improvement, at least 15.5 is P4. Rabbit Mirror as well a moment ago, went P2 with a 15.4. Ronan also a new lap. I don't know if anyone's coming to the lap right now, I don't think so. Closest will be Maistar retires. It's in the pits. He believes he's done enough.
Ronan is
to be fair, is
Ronan 3 temps down. 2 temps down on my style in sector 1 alone, and I can tell looking at his other lap that it's not as fast. He's definitely not improving yet as he completely messes up the S section. So no way is there going to be an improvement from Ronan. Rabbit Mirror very narrowly beat him, but checker flag is out. See if anyone else is currently having a go. A lot of invalidations I'm seeing. Radioactive is currently on a lap. He is half a temp up on his previous best, which currently will be enough to promote him at least 1 position ahead of Yak in the Ferrari. But he locks up into that hairpin. That was going to lose him a bit of time. Trying to keep it pinned. Going to keep it straight for the last corner. No, as he comes into the pits, he's definitely lost a lot of time from that. So I believe, looking at all the validations on this Rabbit Mirror, no, he's not flying. I think Halo might be in for a very late lap. No, he's not pushing. So yeah, that is it. Lucas Fenn, actually. Is Lucas Fenn the only one who can do anything about it?
Lucas Fenn in the Williams. Going around the last couple of corners now. It's going to be a 16.5. Just misses out on the top 10. This is the Williams of Lucas Fenn, but both of the Alpha Tauris knocked out after gambling on the mediums, and hasn't paid off. It's just about paid off for a platinum, but he's had to do 3 laps trying.
It's short quality, isn't it? So that's it.
Yeah, that's there you go.
Yeah.
That's Oh no, Halo's not on the lap. He's coming back into the pits. Yeah, that's definitely qualifying over then. My style pole position by just under 1 second from Halo in P2. Rabid Mirror third. Ron in fourth. Literally nothing in it between those three. All doing 1:15.4s. Stewart and Neon as well, 15.5s. They're not even that far behind. Either Yak in the Ferrari, 15.8 with Radioactive, pretty much the same time. Teddy Ruxpin, P9 for the McLaren 16.0, and then Platinum running out top 10. The only driver in the top 10 start on the medium tyres. So we'll have to see how that plays out for him in the race. Lucas Fenn just missing out on the top 10. P11, Ruxian P12. Uncleaner, I believe it was P13 in the Red Bull after having a bit of a crash or a retirement of some kind. Tazonic. No. I've missed a few people. Hang on. Try and do that off memory. Hang on. Let's wind it back a little bit. Okay, so it's Ruxian P12 in the Alpha Tauri. Then it's Loki P13 in the McLaren. Then Tazonic 14th. Unclear across 15th. His lap's still on the board, but a retirement put him right down the order. And then Mr. Tada P16, Brando not setting a lap after having to go and do something. I think you mentioned a phone call.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't see anything more important than the Revolution Formula One European division. But yeah, suit yourself, I guess. So I think that's poor. I think he should be removed from the league. Really, nothing more important.
It's just just do better, really.
Yeah, just do better.
But don't know if we might have a little bit of a break.
No, not in this league. Straight away, mate. Ready up. Just you wait. Watch this. I guarantee it. In 5,
Hopefully,
4,
I think it was still a winner.
3,
Even though I'm paused.
2, 1.5, 1.2, 1.15, 1.1, 1.05, 1.04, 1.03, 1.02, 1.01, 1.009, 1. No, I can't be asked. No. I was perfect. Perfect. One. Boom.
Love
Countdown.
Well,
Yeah. So.
Having a quick look at the race track. Actually, I'll wait till it readies up because it might be different. Because sometimes I've gone through it on Race Director. It's like, oh, everyone's on different tyres. Oh, cool. Once this goes up, I get the tyre graphic up and see what everyone starts on. Who? Formula Maxim. So here we go then. Why have I not got... Give me the broadcast camera. Oh, fine, suit yourself. Alright, tyres. Here we go. Okay, so everyone P1, P9 starting on the softs, Platinum on the mediums, Lucas and Ruxian, P11 and 12 starting on the soft compound of tyre, Loki on the mediums, Tazona looking for the hards, Uncleaner for the mediums, and then the last two on the softs, Tado and Brando. So let's have a... Brando asked me to do this in SRL last week. It was in the Alpha Tauri, so I'll do it again for the Alfa Romeo. His helmet does suit this car as well, so I think this is the goated helmet, Brando, if you're still listening to the stream. Definitely the goated helmet. Right, so just waiting now then for the drivers to complete the formation. 36 laps of this track await us. The Mexico, I've got to remember how to, I don't know how to pronounce it now. Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, I believe is the circuit name. Used again, or start being used again in 2015.
Nerd.
Before that, it was definitely a very, very old track, about the 70s. I didn't get an actual date, otherwise I would have been a real nerd.
Ugh.
But yeah, definitely another like Paul Ricard. It was just refurbished and brought back uh, to modern day. Drivers rounding the last corner now, completing the formation up. Hopefully they've got their tyres and everything up to temperature, but I'll have to wait and see. But I will hand it over to Clark, as I did last week, to do the race start.
Thank you very much. Yeah, my style might have dominated qualifying, but no matter what the delta is between them, it's an 8-metre gap no matter what. I we'll look to get a decent camera angle, but in the meantime, ride on board with Mr. My Style as we wait for the red lights to come on. Oh dear. Here we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights on now. And away we go for the Mexican Grand Prix. My Style looks to get away well. The Halo got a terrible start. Haas tacking into the slipstream. Can he get ahead? Halo looking to make up for that start earlier as he's side by side with the Haas Rabbit Mirror. Down the inside he's going to go. My Style is safe from the rest of the pack. A bit deep from Halo as we look further back as Neon Shocker's made up a couple of positions. He's up into P4. Rabbit Mirror now ahead of Halo. Running looking in P5 at the moment where Ruxian, Stewart, Radioactive, Teddy Ruxpin, Yak in P10 in the Ferrari. Non-right Loki just behind him, followed by Lucas, Uncleaner, Platinum, Brando, up at a couple of positions from starting last. Tazonic's made a pretty bad start on the hards, as you'd expect, and just ahead of him is Mr. Tado. So I think we're all in single file. But yeah, my start got a blistering start.
Yes, indeed, already 1.2 seconds clear of the rest of the field, and probably only going to increase through the S section. He's just looked so much quicker so far this weekend. He would almost close for a spin at the exit of the S section, but with Tazonic, I think he was spun round at turn 2 or 3. He's got wing damage. He did a big crawl back to the pits for the AlphaTauri. The hard strategy definitely hasn't worked out. As Stewart goes for a move on Ruxy, and rapidly outside of turn 15. It's going to switch to the inside. Switch to the inside of 15, sorry. But what a beautiful move from the Alpine on the AlphaTauri. Not surprisingly, setting the pace on lap 1. But definitely a big slipstream fest here, because it's such a long run down from the last corner to the first. You can definitely just gain a load of time. Ruxian looking back at the inside of the Alpine into turn 1, sends it late on the brakes. The Alpine trying to hang around the outside. The AlphaTauri, sorry, has got the measure of it. It's brought the Williams of Radioactive into the fight a little bit more. But Stewart coming back at Rux now. Just Ruxin doesn't have a lot of straight line speed by the looks of it, but then again, Stewart doesn't have any battery. So
contact.
Might be a contributing factor.
Yeah, they made a bit of contact on the inside. Stewart banging wheels a little bit. Stewart came off worse. Didn't spin all the way around, but yeah, he's forced to tuck behind. At the moment, Teddy Ruxpin. We've got Radioactive is having some issues as he's just lost a couple of positions. So Teddy Ruxpin and Yak get ahead of him. Yeah, making a bit of contact, AlphaTauri and Alpine. So Stewart will have to live to fight again another day, but he's got no arrest, I've just noticed. Yeah, he's used it all on that one. He's already struggling on the battery front. So see what he can do against Ruxian, if he can do anything at all. Gap's kind of stretching out a little bit nearer the top. Closest would be Neon Shockers and Ronin, bit of a train filming up, but Halo almost falling out of the DRS to Rabbit, and Rabbit definitely outside of the DRS to My Style. 2.1 seconds the gap now between them. But yeah, DRS enabled, and now the train begins around Mexico. Want to see who's desperate enough. Checking in on Brando. He's made his way up to P11 from last already. He's got the points positions in sight. Radioactive just ahead of him in the Williams. Not sure he's going to give that one up too easily, all things considered. I don't think there's anyone really battling at the moment, but we'll ride on board with Radioactive as he is quite close to the Ferrari now. Yak goes a little bit wide, and I wonder if that's going to open the door for Radioactive. He looks down the inside. There was a little bit of room, but the door was shut as all squirrely on the exit of the Ferrari. But all overtaking opportunities for the rest of the lap. Almost gone for this X section, but we'll see who's more confident. Radioactive actually all in the mirrors of the Ferrari as he's going to get a better drive down this straight.
Yeah, the Ferrari looking all over the place at the moment in this middle sector. That's going to allow the Williams to sneak up on the inside at the beginning of the final sector. Yak goes off track, and that also allowed Brando through. So that's 2 positions gone for the Ferrari in basically a corner and a half. But looking like he's struggling a lot so far on his tyres.
Pits,
And comes in pits.
Hasn't got damage.
Maybe struggling with tyre attempts, or maybe has damage.
He definitely doesn't visually.
See.
We'll have a look. I'll ride aboard with him in the pits. There's actually no Halo. Halo has made his way up into second place. He's
second place for the Alpine.
got him on the straight. Probably in quite an easy move, all things considered. But unfortunately means that he is going to get the DRS again, and that's the one thing I hate about Mexico. All chance of an overtake for Rabid is gone, as Halo, well, anyone for some reason gets both DRS straights in sector 1 if you activate it on the last corner. But yeah, let's have a look for Yak. So I didn't see if his front wing changed, but he switched onto the mediums, so I doubt he'll be making it to the end around a track like this. 32 laps on the mediums, and I don't think you have any tyres left. They'll be destroyed all the way down, all the way down to the centre of his. He's got 2 penalties actually. Mr. Tado and Platinum getting penalties at the exact same time. Mr. Tado trying to make his way up into P13, and just ahead of him Loki goes off track. He'll lose a bit of time. Tado will now have DRS enabled as he looks down the inside, probably a bit too far back for that. We're trying to bait out Loki, but it's definitely not going to fall for that easily. So Raxian actually sets the fastest lap of the race, so Raxian fastest on track. My style looking like the person who was setting the pace, but Raxian fights back a little bit. Mr. Tado, doubt he's going to make a move at the moment, as he has got no ERS left, but he is still choosing to use it. Let's see how close he can get to the back of the McLaren. Actually, that's quite a big penalty at the top. Halo's got a penalty, but Rabid's going to look to try and make the position on track. Halo's light is flashing down the inside. The Haas goes, locks up, both go really deep. That's going to enable the inside line for Halo. Is he going to push him off? Yes, he is. Rabid Miro takes the move off the circuit, gets a penalty to go with it. He wasn't really shoved off there, so that was completely on his own doing. He's going to have to give the position back as they make contact. I don't think Halo knew what was going on, and Rabid slows down to let him go off the racing line, as he should, and Halo doesn't know what's going on and goes into the back of him.
Yeah, that's definitely huge for this race. Rabid trying to move off circuit, I believe, but then he's tried to give it back. I don't know if the game's given him a legal overtake or if he's generally done it of own accord, but it's definitely cost him and Halo a lot. Halo's now actually stopped on track, and he's just letting everyone go.
Raxian trying to make a move on Ronin in the stadium sections. Rabid Mirror puts it in the wall completely on his own. Not sure what's going on now. Not sure what happened there. He didn't spin, he just decided not to turn into the last corner as Halo gets a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. He's frustrated. Now Ronin's going to look loud on the inside of Rabmir. Gets a bit of a squeeze, but nothing he can do. And Raxian will look to make his way around the outside, the other way around, but the Haas outbreaks him a touch. But with the DRS on the next straight, not sure there's much he can do, as he's forced to back out the corner. I wonder if he's got damage from any hit the wall as Halo retires on track. I think Halo might think he's been brake checked there, but in my opinion, Rabid Mirror was completely in the right. Is Rabid Mirror? Oh, Rabid Mirror just moved on the straight subtly and took out Brando. That's surely the safety car is out. That was a huge crash between the Haas and the Alpha. I think Rabid just moved on the straight.
Yeah, I was on board with Rabid. I've recorded that, but that was so strange. Rabid it was in the slipstream of Brando, and then Brando's gone round as outside or something, and then I guess Rabid's tried to maybe hang it up the inside of the, like, maybe into the braking zone, but then he's just driven into the side of the Alpha and taken them both out of the race. That's a very, very bizarre incident. I'm not sure the stewards are going to be looking at that one.
Brando, just for your sake, I got a brilliant view of that overhead, so if you want to click that, then look at my point of view. But yeah, that was, I mean, Rabid, he was in the wall on the last corner on that lap, completely on his own. He just didn't turn into the corner, decided not to. Almost shoves Ronin off track on the inside, gets overtaken around the outside by Raxian, and then just takes Brando out. Halo, I don't know if you know, but Rabid, he got an illegal overtake, pulled off the racing line, as he should have done, and tried to let you pass. So, I don't know, it doesn't tell you, to be fair to you, but yeah, he was off the racing line to try to let you pass. But yeah, we've got some few pitters. Majority of people have pitted, actually, all the way down to P11.
Yeah, I guess just a few notes. I kind of saw while all the battling was going on, Yak did get front wing damage. He changed his front wing in the in that pit stop when he pitted for mediums, but this is back in, as the same with Terzonic. And being across, all been brought back into the race with the safety car. But what was it as well? We had Halo pick up a penalty, but that now doesn't mean anything as he retired in the pits a few laps ago. But Teddy Ruxton, interesting, has gone for the softs, but he's currently in P5. So pretty good going so far from McLaren. Ruxian on P3, doing very, very well so far. But Cleaner gets a penalty for the corner cutting. I think he might have had a spin. He's got dirty tyres, so he might have just had a spin and been given a penalty. It's a little bit unfair. But Tado picks up a penalty. So Tado and Platinum, are the only two drivers to have 3-second time penalties for like track limits and multiple warnings, stuff like that. I'm going to have the 5-second now for not exactly sure what, but it says corner cutting. Oh, Platinum's gone for a spin. Not sure if he was tagged by anyone or not, but he's spun it. He's on the hards. So he might have just dropped it on his own with the tyres not working. That was such a strange incident with
Platter's wheel issues.
Wow.
He's retiring, I assume. Yeah. Yeah. Just want to touch on that incident between Halo and Rabbit. I mean, they were battling before quite hard. You could see Rabbit, he intentionally went off track to gain the advantage. You could see he literally accelerated off track. But he got the illegal overtake, I'd assume, to let him pass, pulled over to the left and lifted. And, Halo almost avoided it, went straight into the back of him and got wing damage. It was quite bizarre. Almost similar to the Hamilton and Verstappen in Saudi Arabia, where the guy behind didn't know what was going on. Only difference is this time is the guy had actually pulled off the racing line to let the other guy pass. But yeah, it was such a bizarre incident.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely better places to let an illegal overtake, because I think you have about 15 seconds to give up a place. Is the timer. So Rabbit could have easily gone down the straight a little bit more, or even maybe waited till out of the S section and still had enough time to pull off the racing line and get out of the way properly. But choosing to do it literally on the exit of the corner, where basically is the racing line, or the racing line's still folding away from part of the circuit, just very, very dodgy driving, in my personal opinion.
Safety car in this lap. With the S section. Oh my! There's going to be a chaos now with the limiter.
Yeah, definitely. My style will be dictating the pace, waiting for the safety car to peel off into the pits. The Mercedes safety car this time round. My style's got a bit of a snap. That could allow Neon here to maybe try and challenge for the lead. My style uses it as a move. They've allowed one. I think it's Ruxian as well. I've just noticed side by side with the other Haas. He's going to be making a move down into the a little bit of contact there. Platinum retires in the pit. I think his wheel issues are becoming a bit too much. But Ruxian holds it up the inside of turn 3 of the Haas. What a beautiful move. But the Haas coming back at him now. Coming down in turn 4. No DRS for 3 laps. But Ruxian is going to try and hang it around on the outside here. He looks to try a bit of a squeeze. A bit more contact between the two. Neon goes off track. That's a bit dodgy. It could be considered gaining a lasting advantage, but we'll have to wait and see. But Teddy Ruxpin has been brought into this because of all of that, but a bit of a train for me, and even after his rear end snap, Mysar still has about 2 seconds to the rest of the field.
Yeah, after that battling, he's definitely going to gain an advantage, but I think Neon Shockers was a bit naughty. He opened the steering wheel on Ruxian. Teddy Ruxpin looks down the inside, but there's not enough room there. But yeah, I think a bit naughty from Neon Shockers. He opened the steering wheel and just drove into Ruxian on the exit of the corner. Yeah, wasn't great from Neon, but we move. Ruxian's still behind him, still in with a chance down the main straight, a bit far back, but never say never, as Neon Shockers already going defensive on the straight. See what, but no, it's definitely going to be too far back. Same for Teddy Ruxpin, but you've got Radioactive and Ronin going side by side down the straight, and the Red Bull down the inside. He goes on the Williams, but Williams outbrakes him as he shoves him into the apex of the corner. Not much room there, but hard racing. maybe. Didn't get the best angle on it. As, that's going to leave Ronin now vulnerable to Stewart as they're going to go side by side. Alpine on the inside, not sure there's much Ronin could do as he does try to stick it around the outside, makes the corner just, and if he can pull this off, it would be pretty impressive, but he clobbers over the orange curb, and that will send him into the side of the Alpine of Stewart, but around the outside, more traction on that double right-hander, and I think Ronin's going to have to settle for 7th place.
Yeah, Ronin really unsighted into that corner, might have bounced off the curb, causing a little bit of contact between the two there into turn, or out of turn 5. It's very aggressive so far this race, I think. A lot of the driving, but that's kind of how Bexco is. It sometimes
Uncleaner and Yak.
Uncleaner cross goes around the outside of Yak. Gets the move done, picks on a penalty in the process, but DRS has now also been announced.
Oh, we've got a front wing.
Ruxian has hit.
Yeah,
with the funding, so there's a yellow flag. Virtual safety car has been deployed. In the front wing, I'm not sure what.
Yeah, I was riding on board with Yak, and there was a front wing just chilling on the exit of the final corner. So I'm assuming that is Rux's, and it is Rux's as he's getting a replace.
And a new front wing.
Yeah, I didn't see the incident. I just saw a front wing on the like leaning on the wall. It was just leaning on the wall on the exit of the final corner. Yak also decides to come into the pits under the virtual safety car. So 2 pitters, 1 necessary, 1 I guess not really.
Yeah, Ruxian going for the hard, probably going to try and go to the end of the race, lap 11 of 36, definitely possible. Tolonic as well, currently P11 in the hards, DRS re-enabled as the virtual safety car now ends. We've only had 2 safety cars at the moment, we still have 4 left in the, in the pocket.
Don't say that.
Of the safety car.
Don't say that.
Don't worry. No. I was saying that we've got 4 left for the rest of the race. But Tado currently holding on to P10 very nicely, although he didn't have penalties. Low-key P9, but I guess at the moment the best gainer at the moment I believe is Teddy Ruxton. We've got the position indicator up. He has gained 6 positions. Oh no, sorry, Unclean Across has taken the most, P8. He's getting 7 positions. Maybe another one as he's sizing up the Williams with Lucas Fenn. A little bit of a flicker at the ERS. Doesn't use all of it. Literally no need to. Once you have the DRS wide open, nothing Lucas can do there. And up into P7, so that's now 8 positions gained for the Red Bull. He's got his team next, who is still battling Stewart. Currently set behind him at this current moment in time. Battling for P5 at the moment, but I think a lot of gainers this race. I guess the biggest loser is Yak. We have Tazonic down the inside of Mr. Tado. Ooh, tries to also go for the move on Loki. Double overtake here. If he can pull this off from Tazonic around the outside of turn 5, he might have a better line. Just got the worst tyres on the hards. Not the traction compared to the mediums. And Loki keeps his position compared to Tazonic, but Taz at least up into the points, relegating Mr. Tado down to P11. Teddy Ruxpin now also within the DRS of Neon, only just, but those softs, I don't know how much longer they're going to last, especially a track like this, where there's so much abrasion on the tyres. Taz also gets past Loki into turn 13. Good move from the AlphaTauri, considering that he was stone dead last at the end of lap 1, fair way behind, but now up into P9. So far, so good for the recovery mission for Tazonic. We can see a move here from Ronin. Stewart has literally no DRS. The light blinking on the
Loki and Taz as well. Like they're going to go side by side down into turn 1. Loki's going to have the more shallow line into turn 1. He's going to have a bit of a disadvantage, but he will have the DRS once again. So not sure there's much more Tazonic can do, but he has got the ERS and he's got the slipstream, and I don't think Loki's got that because he's really slow off the exit. Ooh, Loki moved while they were side by side. He goes deep into the corner. That will enable Tazonic to go round the outside, but he just turns into him. Again, he will have the better line throughout this double right-hander compared to Loki, but a bit of understeer on the midpoint of the corner means he won't get a better drive. But yeah, Tazonic just turned into Loki earlier on, but Loki messing up the S section a little bit. That's going to enable Tazonic to come back at him once again. DRS zone right here. Not too common a place for overtakes, but we'll see what Tazonic can do. He chooses to stay behind, the smarter thing to do, I would say. So Stewart picks up a penalty. But like you were saying before, Stewart, I was going to mention, but yeah, Stewart's got absolutely no ERS. So you've got Unclean across behind him now. I know that Stewart will also have DRS, but just look at the straight line speed advantage Unclean's going to have. He's gaining all the time on the Alpine, and I don't think it's going to be an easy move for him, as they're going to go side by side into turn 1. Stewart's going to try and hang it around the outside, and looks like he gets pretty decent traction. And he'll have the inside line for the double right-hander, but yeah, no ERS, no DRS, and not much he can do now. So it's a Red Bull 5-6.
Yeah, just noticed as well that Teddy Ruxpin's got past Neon up into P2 for the McLaren, making full use of those soft tyres to get up the grid as far as he can. Probably going to try and take those a little bit longer and go mediums to the end. Not entirely sure what, I guess the set strategy around here is definitely going to vary from definitely driver to driver. Some people will probably try a 2-stop, some 1, but then again with all the safety cars we've had, picks up a penalty, with all the safety cars we have had, the strategy is kind of out of the window now. It's just kind of making the most of what you're on right now. But a lot of mediums, definitely not going to be able to go to the end. So definitely at least one more stop for a lot of these drivers, I guess, are the guys on the hards who can maybe try and go to the end. But other than that, could see a lot more people in the pits in the next 10-15 laps. But Neon doesn't have a lot of DRS as well. 4% for pass, so he's not able to get that close to Teddy Ruxpin this time of asking. Maybe might be able to on this straight here. Getting closer and closer and closer, but he will pretty much run out by the time they get to the apex. Sends it down the side of the McLaren. Is he going to get this move done? Teddy hangs it down the inside, and then around the outside, it's going to have the racing line. But Teddy has the better tyres so far, and hold on to P2 for the moment. And yeah, there we go. Covers him off nicely. Teddy holding on to P2. Very, very impressive stuff. So far, bit of a train performing. There's only 3 cars at the moment between Wolfman and Cleaner. Ooh, Teddy picks up the penalty. The 2 Red Bulls and Stewart in a little bit of a train. They get up to back a radioactive. This train then goes all the way up to P2. At the moment, Teddy Ruxpin at the 4th of it, with my star 4 seconds up the road, just in complete control of the race so far. So looking pretty good for redemption so far as my star from last week. Very unfortunate he have some kind of incident with a drive-through penalty that pretty much ruined his entire race. So far getting some redemption. The Red Bulls swapping positions here. Cleaner goes for a very easy DRS
Neon
pass
Truckers and Teddy Ruxpin side by side through the chicane in Sector 1, and Neon Truckers makes his way ahead of the McLaren, and because of the stupid DRS rule, that opens the door for radioactive, and 2 positions in 1 sector lost. Teddy Ruxpin, unless he can stick it down the inside and get it done, he's going to have the inside line for these next couple of corners. And a pretty good defensive move there from the McLaren if he can keep it ahead. And he loses it a little bit on exit, and radioactive just drives straight past him. But yeah, I mean, that was going to be pretty impressive if he could hold that. Once again, I'll express my thoughts on the stupid DRS rule of this track. Not much Teddy Ruxpin could have done there, but he has the ERS advantage over radioactive, and radioactive won't have the DRS on Neon unless he has a decent stadium section, which looks like he has, so scratch that. He'll have the DRS, and yeah, poor Teddy, nothing he could do there on the straight. Running on the back of his teammate, don't think he's going to be looking to make him way past the guy that's sharing the same car as him. He's using the overtake though, a bit too far back. But Uncleaner actually 1.2 seconds behind Teddy Ruxpin, so he's not going to get the DRS. And now running, gaining all the way down the straight, he's going to pull to the inside line. And is he going to have the job done before the braking zone? Yes, he definitely is. And he'll have the DRS on this next straight too. So nothing Uncleaner can do in that scenario. Stewart Gunboy is going to have a look at the back of the Red Bull, but no, doesn't get a very good exit, and he'll have to stick for 7 plates.
Yeah, Red Bulls maybe doing a little bit of a DRS switcheroo each lap, giving each other the DRS for the first sector with, as you've been saying, the very questionable DRS rule. I think there's probably a couple more tracks that are also like that. There's definitely some weird rules with the the DRS. It should really just be one detection zone for one straight, in my personal opinion, but wait and see. But then again, there's also like places where there aren't DRS where there should be, and is where there shouldn't, and so on and so forth. But DRS hopefully soon, maybe a few cars. Oh, Neon getting very sideways. That could leave him very vulnerable to radioactive. But yeah, hopefully soon we might not even have a need for DRS, depending on if these new cars work on. A lot of penalties coming in now. Definitely a lot of drivers. The radioactive soars past Neon. The DRS, big letterbox in the rear wing. Elevated the Williams ahead of the Haas into P2.
2 Red Bulls once again.
Yak. Yeah, 2 Red Bulls swapping around again. Yak has gone for a spin. He doesn't have a front wing. I'm surprised that's not a virtual safety car. Lucas Fenn and Loki. Loki goes down the inside of the Williams. He's going to hang it into turn 2. No, it has a huge lockup. He's going to lose in place to Tado. Soars round the outside of the McLaren. Loki lost another couple of lost a position rather than gaining on that.
Tado goes really deep.
Tado
went really deep into that corner, and so did Loki. They both made a mistake, so nothing Loki could do there. Couldn't capitalise on the overtake. So Mr. Tado makes his way up into the final point position as he completely misses the corner right there. Picks up another penalty. That wasn't even close. So now, yeah, not many drivers keeping it within track limits. My style, also the quickest man on track, picks up a penalty too. But yeah, I mean, Mexico is a difficult track with track limits. But it's not. I mean, it's not as hard as these guys are making it out to be. Definitely not. I don't believe so. But yeah, I mean, not the greatest zone of penalties. I don't know. Do we still operate the bonus point? I'm not sure actually.
I think so.
Yeah, so a couple of drivers. Who was it? Ruxin, he won't get it. He's outside the top 10. So Tazonik and Ronin, only drivers in the top 10 gaining that additional point at the moment. We've got Radioactive and Neon Shockers swapping position.
Yeah, the Haas just sent it down the inside of turn 4, basically barged the Williams out of the way with that there. But that's also going to allow Teddy a little bit closer. And if these guys keep squabbling as well, it will definitely become a big DRS train, because the 2 Red Bulls and Stewart not too far behind. Ruxian.
Oh, he's getting past Neon Shockers. What's going to happen to Neon Shockers? Neon Shockers just stopped for no reason. Oh no, I'm lagging. Oh, sorry, I'm lagging. Neon Shockers, he just pulled over to the left from my screen, but no, it's just lag.
Yeah, as I say, he did the same for me as well. I don't know if he had like a screen freeze or something, or some lag, as you said. But no, that'd be for the Haas, the internet
Tell you in the pits.
Wanting to cooperate.
I will say I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan of these overtaking tactics from Neon over the course of this race, but not my decision to make. It's the guys in the stewards room to do that. But yeah, Teddy Ruxpin in the pits unexpectedly for the fresh set of mediums. He's got about 16 laps to do on those tyres as he's dropping down to probably P9, P10. See where he comes out on track. Yeah, down to P10 for the Teddy Ruxpin, but it's going to be quite close on exit actually between Mr. Tado and Teddy. Teddy gets DRS from earlier on, and that means he can comfortably sit ahead of the empty battery of Tado. Tado ghosted through. I don't know what happened there, but Tado just didn't brake for turn 1 and ghosted through. Oh, it's lag again.
Tado's lagging a little bit now.
I think it's a glitch lobby. I think he must have spun and then teleported. Interesting one. Anyway, we'll pretend that didn't happen. Like you said, the trade now, the more the Radioactive and Neon fought, the more Unclear and Ronin would catch up, so for Stewart. So yeah, these guys are now on the back of this train stretching from 2nd to 6th. Be interesting actually, if you look at Tazonik, he's currently 10.2 seconds behind Stewart, and about 13 seconds behind this whole train. He doesn't need to stop again, so he'll have the massive disadvantage, mind you. But I wonder if the advantage he will have is enough to stay ahead and potentially get on the podium, especially without the penalties.
Yeah, definitely is. He could definitely be on course for at least a P2 or a P3. I think Maistel's pretty much got this all his way at the moment. I wouldn't say in the bag, nothing's ever certain.
Yeah.
But it's definitely looking all sunshines and rainbows for for my style at this current moment in time, 6.7 seconds ahead of everyone else. It's in complete control right now. But yeah, if these guys keep squabbling and when they all have to hit, Taz could definitely be in a position to try and keep these guys behind him. But it's just a matter of if his tyres will be able to hold on at the end of the race compared to these guys on new tyres.
Yeah, that's a good point. But actually, let's switch my detail over to where is it? No, oh sorry, the gap to leader. So he's currently 90.9 seconds behind. That's a pit stop. So he will technically take the lead of the race. But if I switch my stuff back to tyre, you look at he's already on 14 lap old hards. By the time he gets to the end, they'll be completely dead. But moving on from that, Stewart is going to make an easy move on Ronin. Ronin has dropped out of the DRS of his teammate, and that means Stewart, although his light is flashing, makes his way ahead, and he'll keep that position with the DRS on the second straight also. So Ronin's starting to struggle a little bit on his tyres now.
Yeah, roughly the same, well, definitely the same lifespan as everyone inside the top 6, aside from his teammate, as Neon sends it down the inside of Radioactive in the background there.
Yeah, once again, Neon sending it down the inside. Interesting tactics from the Haas, but gets the move done nonetheless, and I thought he lost it, but no, just lag once again. His light is flashing, everyone's struggling on the ERS front, apart from the 2 Red Bulls actually. Ronin is someone that I've always known as a brilliant ERS saver, while keeping up the pace. We have a double penalty from Stuart and Teddy, but yeah, Ronin is someone that definitely knows how to save his battery, and proving it once more in this race, and it does come back to help him. You know, it's not just like he's reserving it for no reason. He deploys it all in the last couple of laps and always gains a lot of time, always sets the fastest lap, or gains a couple of positions. So it's a smart thing to do, and it's the one thing I've always known him for. I don't know about you.
Yeah, his Neon pits. Yeah, Ronin is definitely very conservative with his ERS. He, as you said, he doesn't use it unless he absolutely has to. That's why he's usually pretty good to battle Ronin, because he's always got a lot of battery life in reserve, so he'll always be thereabouts with you for a long time. But at the moment, he's in a very good position. Him and Tazonic are the only 2 that don't have penalties. Just looking at the penalty situation now. MyStyle and Radioactive have 3 seconds. Uncleaner has 11. Stuart has 6. Teddy Ruxpin, Neon, and Loki will have 6. Ruxin at 3. Tado has 9. And Lucas has 3, who pits from set of mediums. But it's definitely looking so far very good. The likes of Ronin and Tazonic, because even with what we were talking about a minute ago, the tyres of Tazonic, even if they die at the end, he really won't lose. I don't think he'll lose 11 or 6 seconds once Uncleaner and Stewart, they get past him once they hit. I don't think he'll lose that amount of time, especially given like a DRS train. If he can just stick within DRS, we have a spin for, I believe, Mr. Tado in the middle sector there. But Stewart now comes into the pits in the Alpine, so that'll be the first of 2. I want to see how far roughly he comes out behind Tazonic. As Taz comes around the last corner now, soft tyres for the Alpine as Uncleaner goes past.
Safety car. Yeah, safety car. That's going to completely screw over Stewart's race. I wonder if Tazonic, he must come into the pits now. But I was just saying, I was about to say, sorry, about Ronin's good situation with his full battery, but now that really doesn't matter, as everyone will have a full battery at this restart. Just wonder how much they'll use straight away, but this is going to very much benefit Taz, very much benefit Ronin, Radioactive, Uncleaner, and MyStyle, and it's going to completely destroy Stewart. He's currently P8, and everyone else behind him is currently pitting, so he'll stay at P8. And all of these guys ahead are going to come into the pits, slow down, while everyone else on track is slowing down, and they won't lose as much time as they normally would under the green flag conditions. But that's really unlucky for Stewart the moment he pits.
Yeah, it's horrible to see for the Alpine. He'll probably gain. We won't gain on Neon, as Neon has just pit, or Neon has pit a lap ago, so definitely won't gain on Neon. Teddy as well as just pit. Try to work it out. I don't know. He might not gain many positions, if any. It's Unclean across. Picked up a penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
16 seconds now. 16
He will
seconds.
serve 5 now.
Now he's going to
so
get held
back
up.
down
Ronin,
11
Ronin,
for
Ronin,
him.
look at Ronin. So Ronin, not only did Uncleaner have to serve 5 seconds of penalties, Ronin had to wait for him. That's going to completely destroy. I wonder if Ronin's going to lose the position to Stewart now. Pretty decent pit stop though from the Rebel guys, riding on board with Stewart. He is going very slowly down the straight, and he does get ahead of the Rebel. So Ronin, he had to wait behind his teammate, serving a penalty, wait for the pit stop, and then he could change his tyres. Wow, yeah, that is really unfortunate for him. So he was in one of the best positions of the race, and now he's almost one of the worst for the podium.
Yeah, that's definitely not done him any favours, but I guess the silver lining for him, he still doesn't have a penalty.
Yeah.
So that could play into his hand. I don't know. I think my style could probably just walk off, as he has done pretty much all race.
And the guys behind would be fighting as well, which would help him.
Leave.
Everyone else behind him would just be fighting.
Yeah, so all Ryan and Taz as well, all they really need to do is just not pick up a penalty. And they just jump immediately to a podium, pretty much. Just through virtue of not having any penalties.
Yeah, and a lot of people. I mean, I've seen a lot of people complain about people who get positions on penalties, and I mean the best thing to say to that is it's easy to be quick while off the track, and it's hard to be quick while on the track, and that's exactly what Ronin and Taz have done. Stayed fast and stayed clean. But yeah, I mean, at the restart, technically Ronin will be leading the race. But yeah, I mean, with the car gap ahead of him and the fact that everyone's going to fight him and everything like that, my star will put away the 3 seconds he's got to Ronin quite quickly, probably in the first lap, all things considered. So yeah, but yeah, it just kind of goes to show, not only is he's going to get the benefit of 1 point for keeping it clean, he's going to get the benefit of at least 4 positions if he doesn't bin it or anything like that. But yeah, I think it just goes to show how important it is to keep it clean, even if you are risking a little bit of pace. In the long run, it's going to be, I mean, twice as fast.
Yeah, definitely. That's what you really need to do as well, especially a track like this. You just need to play the long game rather than going for it all out and then just keep risking your car for both damage and penalties, and also taking life out of your tyres, using ERS and whatever not else. But yeah, just keeping it on track, keeping it within the white lines is what you really need to do at a track like this, and just you gain so many places just by doing that. Like it's I'm trying to remember a few races that we had last, well, the few more seasons. I think Loki finished on track about like P8 or 9. I think it was an Abu Dhabi race, or some. It was definitely a D2 race, and it was on F1 2020. He was like P9 or P8 on track, but because he didn't have any penalties, everyone else in front of him did, and there was a late safety car. He jumped up to like P3 or P2, so you could maybe see a repeat of that with Ronin and Tazonic. The safety car will be in this lap.
A bit earlier than last
normal
time.
Cooling point.
Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, normal cooling point this time.
Not at the last corner.
Rather than, yeah. So we had that SRL last week at Japan, literally rounding the last corner or through the last chicane. Yeah, safety cars in this lap. So, oh, okay. That's
riding on board with Teddy Ruxpin. He's eager to go. There's a disadvantage in terms of tyres, but he's already got his overtake on, and here we go now down the straight. Got a pretty decent run, did my style. I think Teddy Ruxpin got screwed over a little bit by the limiter, but he's going to hold the overtake button and slipstream the Mercedes all the way down the straight. We've already got a spinner at the back of Lucas Fenn, but we'll ignore that for now. And here comes Teddy Ruxpin down the straight. My star defends to the inside, leaves the battle cars a bit from the outside. Teddy Ruxpin chooses to not take it, and I believe that'll be pretty much it for overtaking opportunities for these two medium ones behind him, as they're going to be so much slower through the corners as everyone else. And I think it was pretty neat and tidy for everyone. They're all single file.
Yeah, just saw a little bit of Stewart and Uncleaner were definitely going into combat a little bit. I think Stewart has now actually been passed by the Red Bull, but definitely just a little bit less train behind these two medium runners. Leon looking for a move into the S section. That would definitely be dangerous if he tried that. But that's really affected his line. That's going to leave a bit vulnerable to the Williams and even the Red Bull behind out of the F section. It's just so much more grip in these soft tyres compared to the medium now. Loki picks up a penalty. Is Radioactive going to send it around the outside? No, Neon covers him off nicely. Good defending. Ooh, a bit of a snap from Radioactive, but that's going to leave him vulnerable to the Red Bull to the outside.
Oh,
he's got it done. A little bit of lag going on. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Yeah, Uncleaner just barged Radioactive out the way, and that's going to mean that Stewart gets past him too, yeah. Unless, yeah, like you said, lag. I didn't see it personally, but Uncleaner just decided to ignore the presence of Radioactive and barge him out the way. But anyway, that's going to leave him vulnerable down the straight with no slipstream help. Stewart Gunboy is going to look around the outside of the Red Bull, see if Radioactive can pick up some scraps too. And, Stewart does a really good job actually of sticking it around the outside as Radioactive completely clobbers the curb there and picks up a penalty doing so. But Stewart on the outside means he's going to get way less traction, but he is going to get boxed in a little bit by the two drivers. As I see what Stewart does down the inside now, he decides to keep it tidy, meaning that Radioactive can just drive around the outside of him. And, Stewart, they make contact.
And a lot of contact.
Yeah, I mean, the move was done, Radioactive was well ahead, and they make contact once more. Stewart, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I mean, Radioactive was well ahead, had the move done, and had every right to take that racing line, and Stewart just kept his nose in there, meaning they make contact, and both of them out of contention for the podium. But that just means that Tazonic can lick his lips a little bit more, as he's currently sitting P5 penalty free with all three guys ahead of him, all four guys, sorry, with a penalty, so one of them will be out of reach.
Yeah, definitely. DRS re-enabled now, so the trains will commence once more. But Ronin got a penalty, I noticed on the while we were watching Radioactive Stewart. Yeah, he picked up a penalty with the first few corners. Uncleaner going for a move on Teddy Ruxpin here for one of the podium places. This will be P3. But on track at least, down the inside of turn 1, sends it on the McLaren. And nothing you can do on those medium tyres. They're just completely screaming at the moment, but nothing you can compare to those fresh softs. But Tazonic definitely in a very, very good position indeed to jump pretty much straight up to P2 as it currently stands. Radioactive pits as well.
Just needs to clear Teddy cleanly. Softs. Just needs to clear Teddy cleanly, does Tazonic. See how he goes about that. I just want to, while we've got a little bit of a period of quietness, never mind, as Tazonic gets brilliant drive as expected around the outside into the X section. That was a brilliant move as he loses the rear a little bit, but I think with the grip advantage he is just going to keep ahead of that McLaren. What a move there from Tazonic. But yeah, I was just going to go back with Stewart and who was it? Stewart and Radioactive. Yeah, I think Radioactive, he was well ahead. Well ahead. Oh, that's Uncleaner. That's more important stuff.
Inside of turn 14. Move done on Neon. Neon being given a bit of a taste of his own medicine there. Just being absolutely dive bombed or just sent down the inside from the Red Bull. Red Bull now defends. There's a lot of lag going on right now. That.
It's not. I think it's him, not us. Yeah, it's definitely him, not us. But try our best.
Ronin has got past Teddy Ruxpin as well. The McLaren just falling backwards right now. Is he going to try and defend to the inside? Yes, he is. Sends it.
Jesus.
Big corner cut though. That was very, very bold. At least Ruxpin picks up another penalty. It's Ronin getting past the McLaren.
Here comes Neon. Watch this.
There you go. Around the outside into turn number 5. Number 4, sorry.
Bit of contact.
A little bit of squeeze to the Red Bull driver, just trying to hold on to his position right now. It's Uncleaner, or a little bit wayward.
Tazonic is
S section here.
Tazonic is licking his lips looking at this right now. He's ahead of both of them,
yeah.
Technically, he's ahead of both of them. Leon Shocker's really desperate to stay ahead on his medium tyres. No!
Tazonic picks up the penalties. That's everyone. Now with the penalties, all basically an even playing field again, unless it's just penalties.
No, because Tazonic still has less.
More, but, that's a huge. Oh no, it's not. I was going to say that's a huge rear end loss for Neon there, but it's not. Ruxian is out of the race. Is that going to be another safety car?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Tazonic still has less penalties. He's on 3 seconds compared to Neon and Cleaner's 11 and 6 respectively. As he does stay out. Ooh, that is interesting.
Picks up another penalty, speeding in the pits.
Right, so Tazonic, someone that was, I guess, for a lot of people, out of the race earlier, just chilling down out of the points, he's suddenly made his way up to P2 and in contention for the win as safety car restart, bunch up the pack, only got at least 4 laps by the time the safety car restarts, if it restarts that soon. That means Tazonic, if he can get a good exit, can get ahead of my style, and I wonder if it's not over yet.
No, definitely not. I think this could maybe spell disaster for a pretty much perfect weekend for my style here. Taz is a very quick driver. They're on pretty much the same tyre life tyres as well. So maybe we could have a bit of a battle here. I don't know if my style is going to be able to pull away from Tazonic as much. Because Tazonic did do his lap on the mediums in qualifying, but then again that's all qualifying. He can definitely be really good on one lap pace, but be nowhere in the race, or the other way around. But Tazonic definitely within contention. Even Ronan as well. He only has the one penalty. Let's have a quick look. Loki, I think, is out. He's got 9 seconds. Neon has 6. Unclear has 11. And it's 6, 6, 6, and 3. So realistically, the top 3 can definitely all battle for the win here, at least. It's just a matter of if anyone can just keep up with my style. Depending on what lap this safety car comes in, we might not even have any DRS for the remainder of this race. Currently lap 32. So if it comes in at the end of this lap, we will have DRS on the final lap. But if it goes any further than this lap, then no DRS for literally the rest of the race. As Uncleaner comes into the pits, serving another penalty. Is he getting a front wing change as well? I can't quite see because this is a bit of a weird camera angle.
No, penalty. He was just serving a penalty.
Okay, so he's served his penalty. He's now down to 6 seconds, but all the way down in P9. Now P10 as Lucas Fenn gets past him in the Williams. But anyone that finishes will get points here in Mexico City. 7 drivers out of the race, being Roxy, Mr. Tado, Yak, Platinum, Rabid, Brando, and Halo, all with varying crashes, spins, and wheel issues. Which is not always good, especially in the case of the wheel issues for Platinum, for example. When it's hardware, it's very, very disheartening at times. But as well, some pretty questionable antics going on this race, I'd say. But we'll definitely have to see how that plays out. So no safety car in this lap, unless it decides to come in at the last corner.
Yeah, just you wait.
So,
I wouldn't
here we
bet on
go.
it.
Safety car in this lap right now.
Yeah, he's gone past it. All right.
For another lap. Okay, so that means we will not have any DRS for the rest of this race. So no DRS trains, no, I guess no unfair double DRS, we'll call it.
Everyone's on 100 DRS as well.
This is definitely going to be a very big sprint to the finish between everyone. We're going to have a little probably about a 3-lap sprint race here, pretty much for the last couple of races here. It's sure. Hang on.
My advice to Ruxin is just put yourself on Do Not Disturb for every race and you won't get any notifications. He's just saying that. Just put yourself on Do Not Disturb, and that's the best way forward. It doesn't stop party notifications, so if you really do want to avoid it, then don't be in the party. But yeah, my Do Not Disturb is the way to go. Yeah, I mean, like you said, no DRS. Tazonic is a brilliant driver. Again, at the moment, in terms of raw pace, he may not be on par with my style at the moment on this particular day. But that doesn't mean that you can't get ahead of him on the restart. My style has been pretty good on these restarts. I mean, it's a hard track for second place to get on with them, because on that last corner it's so easy to spin, and then you can't really predict when the guy in first is going to go, and you can't slam the throttle because you'll just go round. But yeah, if Tazonic does manage to get the jump as safety car is in this lap, so we will see in just a couple of corners' time. I mean, it's all to play for at the moment. Same amount of penalties. Yeah,
this is definitely hot up to be a very, very chaotic finish to this race. As I drop my phone for the millionth time this stream.
Side by side.
Here we go. Oh, that's very Abu Dhabi vibes.
Sending a message.
Going on.
But here we go then. My style looks to have gone. No, he's stopping at the last corner. And away he goes. Tazonic gets a pretty decent, as I said before, you need to be careful when you're in second place about slamming the throttle. And that's going to almost destroy, I reckon, his chance of getting ahead of the AlphaTauri. He decides to back off the ERS and just use the slipstream for some reason. As my style is using all the way down the straight. And that means that Tazonic's not even going to have a chance to turn 1. It's a little bit strange that he decided not to use, considering running behind him was also using. But Neon and Shockers and long right Loki's, and as I say that, they make contact. Not the first time Neon Shockers has been involved with some sort of incident, and that demotes Loki all the way down to last on track, but still in the points. That means that Teddy Ruxpin, oh no, he's got ahead. Oh, my timing's weird, that's why. Okay, well, Neon Shocker's down to 6th place.
My timing's a bit
weird. Yeah, so Neon Shocker down in 6th place. Tazonic still holding on. As I say that, he loses a 10th, but no DRS, remember. And he's going to be kicking himself that he never got that penalty. He's just gone wide in the S section. He's going to lose a good couple of attempts, I reckon, through there. Yeah, he's going to be kicking himself now a little bit, unless, obviously, My Style picks up another one. Do you want to check warnings, actually, for us? See what My Style and Tazonic are on. Yeah, what is
My Style is on 2 warnings, so he needs 1 more for another penalty.
Okay.
Tazonic is on 1 warning.
Interesting.
So Taz has a warning in hand, theoretically. My Style, if he gets 1 warning, it's pretty much over for him. But Tazonic defending now from Ronin.
No Taz.
A little bit needless. There's no DRS or anything. So might just cost himself a couple of tenths doing that. But all he has to do is just try and keep within a decent window at least of My Style. And just hope that maybe he picked up that last penalty or that last warning, which will boot him down all the way to P3. But so far, Ronin is also sizing up a move maybe on Tazonic, because even he could steal this race win if he was to pass Tazonic with the 1.5 laps we have remaining of this Mexico Grand Prix. But, we've got a big train as well behind Teddy Ruxpin.
I've noticed that My Style is not nearly going as fast as he has been before. I wonder if he knows about his second warning and he knows that he only needs 1 more to throw this race one away. So I definitely believe that My Style is just backing off a little bit more than he was before. But I'm going to say again, that's going to be so annoying for Taz, realising that that 1 penalty just a few laps ago is going to cost him this race win. But I mean, he shouldn't be too dissatisfied with P2, all things considered. Gets a little bit loose on the exit. DRS enabled on the last lap.
Oh, DRS. Okay, so well, we'll only have it for that little straight at the S section, so I don't think that's going to matter too much.
Yeah.
But last lap now then.
See, this is what we're saying. Detection points. There should be 1 at the chicane just now, just right now.
Yeah, because then you could have a zone here, like between what turns turn 3 and 4. As uncleaner cross gets past radioactive, although he will maybe lose that position unless he gains 3 seconds in a lap. But so far, well, My Style has lost a lot of time. He's playing it so safe these last few laps, but there's literally no real way to pass with the lack of DRS. But Ronin, I'm going to keep an eye on him for the moment, just in case this weird little DRS zone is actually going to play a part in something. But Ronin's got a big, Stuart, Ronin got a bit of understeer coming into the S's as Neon picks up a penalty. A lot of penalties coming in now. There's people that are just trying to pass each other, but I think My Style pretty much has this in the bag coming through the stadium section.
Fireworks do come out. It's confetti, sorry, my fault. As My Style does round the final corner. He has dominated all race. He's been a bit under pressure at times, especially just now, but he comes across the line and wins the Mexican Grand Prix in dominant fashion. Tazonic comes home with a sensational P2 finish. Rollin rounds off the podium. Teddy Ruxpin up to 4th place, radioactive. P5. The Alpina Stewart in P6, and couldn't quite catch the rest of it there, but yeah, that was a pretty good finish, I must say. A bit nervous there for My Style. Played it so safe. Game gives him driver of the day, and I must agree. I think if Brando was listening, get your graphic done. It's Tazonic is driver of the day by far. Get a bit lucky, but you can't do anything without luck in motorsport.
I'll remember to do it on my phone this time. I'll try and invite them through the way. Might take a little bit longer because I actually have to type their names in this way. Okay, so it's Taz, who I can just invite because I've got them on my friends list. Hang on. PRC.
RONIN.
RONIN. Oh, it only goes on my friends list, really?
It's just in the lobby.
I need to add people.
Do you want me to?
Oh no, I can't because I'm on my phone. So
okay.
you might have to.
I'll just do it.
All right, thank you. Might have to
And
do that then from now on. You might have to invite them. Um,
yeah, well, there you can see the finishing order, and what that means is it's time for the driver interviews if anyone joins the party. Um, don't think anyone
hopefully.
has, so I won't switch over just yet. But for now, you can watch the the final classification of the race. Well, before stewarding, My Start takes the win, followed by Tazonic, Ronin, Teddy Ruxpin, Radioactive, Stewart, uh, Cross, Neon Shockers, Lucas Fenn, Loki in the final points position, Araxian, Tado, Yak, Platinum in P14. These are all DNFs now. Rabid Mirror, Iron Brando, and Halo in last place with a DNF. So yeah, I think we've got one interview coming, at the very least, from Ronin. So I'll hand over to Bonj. Oh, here comes Taz, and yeah, I'll hand over to Bonj for the interviews.
Right. So we'll start off as typical fashion. We start with P3. TLC Ronin. Started P4 this race. Just gained the one position, but the one is all you needed to get a podium. Pretty good battle through a lot of the midfield from you, your teammate Teddy Ruxpin, Stuart, Radioactive. A lot of guys. Just huge squabble of the midfield. Came out P3 in the end. There was a point you and Az did not have any penalties. Could have maybe been a couple of positions higher in the end, but still P2 and 3. Nothing really to be snuffed at. But yeah, Ryan, want to give us a little bit of an overview of your weekend?
Yeah, it was a good race. It was intense. I think there was battles all around and DRS trains everywhere. So yeah, that was intense. I mean, for me, it was the pit stop, and I got held up by my teammate in the pits. So I lost, I think, 3 places coming out of the pits to 2 other people that had pitted. So I could have been up there a little bit further, but yeah, just trying to save that ERS towards the end. And yeah, it was a good battle with Taz. He stuck it out, so congrats to him.
Yeah, big congratulations anyway. Was a huge shame. Me and Klar both pretty felt pretty sad for you when we saw you were held up by your teammate. It was a big shock initially. It was like he's going to lose so much time because of the penalty, the tire change, and then the couple of seconds the team decide to wait before working on your car. But still, massively well done to overcome everything there, losing 3 or 4 positions, and still came away with a podium. So brilliant work from yourself.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, congratulations on P3, Ronan. Move on to P2. Tazonic started P14, was plumb last, pit stop behind at one point. I was getting some wing damage at turn 3, and has kept it all clean. Come away with a P2 finish. Comeback kid story to the max there. But yeah, what an amazing weekend from our perspective. So I'd love to hear it from yours. Is that?
No,
Hang
no.
on, is Taz dead? No.
Taz
Okay.
is dead, so nothing from Taz.
Taz is the excitement has got a bit too much for poor Tazonic. Hang on, we'll wait a couple of minutes see if he's hang on,
His
we've got a
mic's,
text chat, maybe.
his mic's dead, he says.
My mic used to be dead. No.
Rip Taz, so
Rest in rip.
rest in rip.
I mean, if you wanna type a quick message and I'll read it out, it's up to you.
Hello.
I don't think mine's.
Hello?
Oh, there we go. We can hear him now.
Oh, let's
Yes.
go.
So
I can't take an audio at all, so you're gonna have
you
to
don't need to. It's fine.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, hello.
It's called capture
Um,
card.
Don't worry, I heard your question. You don't have to repeat it all over again. It was quite an up and down race. Like I missed setting a second lap in qualifying by like half a second. It was very infuriating. But starting P14, I thought that can't be so bad. But yeah, just taking it easy through turn 1 and turn 2, and then somehow in turn 2, like there's like 4 cars in front of me, and they all just came to like a standstill. So even though I was being careful, I still got damage. Yeah, it was plumb last pretty much. And I mean, I don't really ever quit because I know there'll be safety cars, so I just carried on, and then yeah, lo and behold, it was a safety car. Caught back up again. Stuck out on the hards again, which I mean, it would have helped quite a lot, but I got stuck behind, stuck battling Loki for a few laps, so I lost about 5 or 6 seconds, so I lost quite a lot of time, and because of that, obviously, I fell out the DRS, so I was just losing time. My race was effectively over, unless we had another safety car, which luckily we did. Um, and then at that point, it was more the case of just don't get a penalty, because at that point I'd done pretty well in terms of um, well, being penaltyless. I mean, being on your own, it's quite easy to not pick up a warning. So, but yeah, unfortunately, as soon as I got cars around me, I sort of got a bit flustered, and I managed to pick up a penalty at the end, which actually ultimately cost me the win. But hey, it was a good fight at the end. I think I done my best move of the year on Teddy Ruxpin. I don't know if you caught that. That was
Yeah, we
absolutely
did. Round the
amazing.
outside, going into the S's.
I loved that. That was. I've never ever repeat that. Um, and yeah, then the safety car came out again. I did think about pitting, but I didn't want to get stuck in traffic. I just wanted to be a straight fight between myself and my style. But it was pretty evident off the restart that he was going to be off into the distance. He's a lot quicker than me around this track. I'm not great here. Yeah, had a nice little dice battle run at the end. It was more kind of just use the ERS in a tactical position, trying to keep ahead of him. And luckily I managed to hold him off at the end. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with P2 considering that race. Congrats to Rowan for P3 as well, and well done to my style, who appears to not be here.
Well, yeah, still really good effort from yourself this weekend. To, as you said, pretty much last to come back, just never giving up. It's a really good attitude to have in racing. Just always see it through to the end. It's always the best thing to do. But yeah, massive congratulations on P2. Just slight change to miss out on the win, but still definitely from P14 to P2 is definitely a very, very good weekend indeed from yourself. Getting some good points on the board there. So yeah, congratulations on P2. We don't have my style here, unfortunately, but he thoroughly dominated that weekend. Pole position, fastest lap, race win. A little bit icy at the end from him, but he held on very nicely, very cautiously, and took a win redemption, I'd say, for last week. But back in near the top of the championship standings now, especially with I think him and Brando are pretty much even, or 1 point in between them at the top now, I think. Unless there's someone else that's creeped up. Double check when the standings come out, but I think pretty much everything. So, Clara, if you'd like to do the outro.
Yep, congratulations to our podium sitters. Tazonic, very, very good drive from 14th, I believe. Was it 14th, Taz, please confirm?
Yes, it was 14th.
Yeah, 14th. And then Ronin with his superb ERS management, as always. Rounding off the podium, and then obviously we didn't get my star's words, but he was spid all throughout the race and qualifying. But yeah, that is going to do it for today's race. And what is next week, actually? I'm very prepared.
Zandvoort.
Zandvoort. Okay, so Zandvoort next week. And a very tricky track to overtake, but I'm sure these guys will find a way. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.